Morning, everyone. This week I'm changing it up. I'm going to be focusing on a very specific. Um, I'm basically going to be honing one specific thing this week. And that is my price action and pattern recognition on these stocks. So I've noticed these past 3 or 4 weeks that there's been the majority of my picks have ended up turning out the way that I thought they were going to turn out. It was just my stop losses and me jumping around watching 9 different stocks that really was screwing me up. So this week I'm purely going to be focused on AMD, MU, and Gush. And then I'm also going to watch Fitbit because it might go long today, but we'll see. And DEST, which was a low float from last week that I tried to short. And most of my focus is going to be on MU, though. MU and AMD. I want to really get this channel style trading refined and better. And in order to do that, I just have to learn the price action and learn how it trades. And I can't do that if I'm jumping around constantly. And I'm also, for those that have not been, might not have seen it, Friday, I ended up starting a Discord channel. So I've been doing a ton of stuff on that on the admin side, trying to get it organized and set up. So I'll actually create a we'll add another 10 users today. Let it it'll be a full day. So for those that are interested in joining into that Discord, it's going to be a educational Discord trading community, and I'm currently building all of the intro material for new joins and organizing all the channels. So I put 12 hours into it Saturday and probably 3 hours Sunday and then 8 hours Friday as well. And I've only gotten like 20% of it done. It will be it's going to be a tiered and ranked style Discord. I'm going to be having it heavily controlled and moderated. That way we can control and filter the information that's coming out from so that you know who is telling you what and how qualified they are to tell you it. Currently, Mac is the only one, the highest up for the rank on specialist, but I'll be posting explanations on how it all works later this week. For now, the only the only page that you should be able to see is intro under new member start here. So go ahead and read that and go through it. It is going to be a limited access channel as well. Currently, only moderators can send out invites, and that's purposely done because I want to control the influx of new users. I've seen a lot of trading chats or Discord channels explode with members, and it quickly becomes like an echo chamber of people just talking over each other, or you don't really know who you're talking to or where the advice is coming from. So I want to avoid that, and one of the ways that that'll be avoided is controlling how many people get in at a set rate. Morning's in. How can you master the art of trading, Loco? Just like any other art, do it day in and day out, and eventually you'll get really good at it. It's purely a zero-sum game. The more you put into it, the better you will be. There's not very many things in the life that you can continuously do and get worse at. And let's start off the day by watching Max videos. I've got way too many tabs and stuff I need to watch and study. Everybody else out there that's a million tabber, you've got 60 tabs open that you need to get through and watch. Okay, so morning, Alberto. Morning, Mr. Dini.
Hey guys, Mac here. So, just gonna do kind of a bonus video at the end of the day here because I do want to talk about a few things here.
Be right back. I'm gonna get some coffee.
Let's just go back into this chart. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit about waves and trends and if we should be thinking long or short. I think somebody asked in the other room, Tesla is long or short. It's just very simple, guys. As soon as you see anything like this, you're only hunting for the short. That's it. That's it. Otherwise, you're chasing. And people will think the other way around. People are going to think, oh, well, why would you be looking for a short when Tesla's moving up? Well, because we believe stocks move in waves, right? So if we caught the wave down here, then we're happy, right, for that whole move. But if we're longing up here, then it's a huge monster chase. And what's the probability, again, when we buy most likely the top of the wave, it's going to fall back down, okay? So just always keep in mind. So for example, here, the wave's up, we're looking for a short. The wave's down, coming down, looking for a long. Moves up, we're looking for a short, right? Moves down, we're looking for a long. Moves up, we're looking for a short. And it just repeats itself, okay? Noobs, people that don't understand this concept, do it the other way around. They see price moving up, so they start buying, right? And they get nuked, right? They see price moving up, so they start buying, and they get nuked. And you say, well, this is a day chart concept. Yeah, it's all the same. So this is very simple. So when we see price moving up, and especially this extension, we're only looking for a short. Well, how do we look for a short? We find the rate of ascent on the lower time frames. So you see here Tesla, the last 2 points, and actually we have a real nice base underneath here. And that's why I love when I can find something, like you definitely can see this nice rate of ascent base attempt. That's why I always say, if you can't really sort it out, take the good line from the bottom, take this good line from the bottom and duplicate it, okay? So we're gonna duplicate that line. and we're going to pull it to the top. And then what do we see? Wow, we're going to see that I thought I was duplicating that line. 1 second. You're going to say, that's a good line. We know that's a good line. We know we found the rate of ascent, okay? And we know we're only looking for a short. So everybody else, now let's jump into a 1 minute, okay? Everybody else sees Tesla blow up through out of the gates here, okay? Boom, 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 moving up, 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 up. And we are doing what? We're looking for the short. Where's the short should be? Right into the upper channel. Okay. Now, if we don't catch this move, because it's a very quick move, also keep in mind though here too, guys, do you see the volume? Volume increasing. Volume's really increasing into the top. So this is how some guys are going to get short here. But why wouldn't we get short here? Because it's just against previous day's high, right? So you see how some guys, that's what this green line is. Some guys try to get short here. They thought, oh, it's got to get short here. Some guys shorted into previous day's close line. That's the yellow line. And they're all just getting smoked and nuked. So everybody is just getting hurt and damaged, and everybody's in pain, and guys are chasing and chasing because they think Tesla's going to the moon. We do see actually a little bit of confluence here as well. I'm going to mark out 259, 259. A little bit of confluence here, so you can see why maybe some guys tried to get in there on that top, but I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. So this is how, you know, they know that anybody that's short through here, guys, is where's their stop? So anybody short here, 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 where's their stops? Oh, price can't make it over here. There's no way. Oh, trust me, it will. It can, and it will. But why? Because they know that there's lots of liquidity up here to position in on the short side. So, so that's why we don't have to, we want short, we're waiting for a short, and we just sit on our hands and wait. And what do we sit on our hands and wait for? We wait for price to come hit the top rate of ascent in this case. Okay, now Tesla. I'm going to jump in the 1 minute chart here, and I'm actually I'm going to measure a few moves here. Just going to measure some moves here. I'm just really curious. Yeah, okay. So basically, if you see a move on a 1 minute candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, move up like 1 point, you know, you can't do this on little tiny stocks, guys, but and you see a move at 1.25%ish or more, that is like good indication that it's just too much, okay? So that's one thing we'll talk about. Into the top. Now, because this happens so violently and so quick, a 10-minute candle entry is going to be a much. So we're going to be saying to ourselves, no, we're going to have to jump into a 5 or something. So we're going to have to watching this, and sure enough, look at this. We get this huge upper wick on the 5, right? So if you took the whole 5, you probably even see it on a 1. Let's see. Let's see what we got up there. On a 1, yeah, it's a little bit harder to catch on a 1 in my opinion. No, it's not too bad, but you know, like if you didn't catch that, you could catch it on a 5. But why are we so interested in it? Because everything's adding up here, right? So, and then also that top rate of ascent. So we know it's there. We had it marked from previous day. We're praying for this move. I mean, we're praying for the blow off move. We're praying for this move. We're praying for everybody to get stopped out that's early, and we want all the noobs, all the chasers to get long. Okay. And why is this the case? Why do we want this? Because we want all these noobs to come in here long and chase. Well, why? Because they're going to start panic selling, and they're going to freak out when they're wrong, and it's going to produce a nice move, okay? Okay, so now let's just watch it, and we're going to show you how this all works. So now we've really identified, we're going to say, okay, identified the top, okay? So This line here, I don't have the upper ascent line drawn in on the 1 minutes, guys, but it's right in here. You can see it, okay? So it's, I'll just, you see, so the upper ascent line's right in here, okay, guys? So when you see this volume, you see the surge in volume, and you see it's the upper rate, right? And you're like, okay, that's probably the top, right? And what are we looking for? A short. Our mouths are salivating, waiting for this to happen so we can short, okay? Now, if we don't nail it here at the top, well, we're okay with that. Well, why are we okay with that? Because we know price moves in waves, right? We believe it. So here's what we would do. Just allow it to find that little bottom there and come back up, and there's our short into the 50%, 61.8, and we can nail this again. I mean, we can do a 1 minute candle new low, or if you guys are more comfortable with a 5, right? 1 minute candle new low is a little difficult here, but let's say if you did do that and your stop was tight, you're risking about, on Tesla, let's say 90 cents, and it moves down $6 for you. So it's a 1 to 5, 1 to 6 trade. I wouldn't call it quite that. I'd probably be taking profits, into these lines here, VWAP and yesterday's high, previous day's close. Take a little profits, but you can't be out of this trade. You have to stick with this thing, and you have to, even though it comes all the way up to here. Well, you can get out here. You can get out here if you want, but you have to get back in. Because why? Well, we identified the trap. We're thinking we found the top on Tesla here, for the short, for the pullback. So we can just keep using fibs. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. So we're going to use fibs down to here, and we're going to wait for the 50% pullback. Look at that right through here, 51, 61.8, and there's some more shorts. So there's another short here. There's another 51.68 short here, right? Nice consolidation break short here, definite risk over the top, right? A lot of that works. Okay, now Twitter. I think somebody said too, long or short Twitter. Guys, you just have to look at this day chart and know this is, you're only looking for a short, because we don't chase. You have to always say to yourself, I don't care if Twitter goes to $1,000. I don't care. Because if it goes to $1,000 without me, I don't care. Now, if it pulls back 2 or 3 or 4 days, then we're going to look for a long to go to $1,000. But we're definitely never going to chase this type of move for a long. When we see this on the day chart, we're only looking short. I think somebody said, long or short Twitter, maybe. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a short. I don't care if it goes to 1,000. It's a short. Okay. So here's the channels that I kind of had drawn. I changed them up a little bit. I figured it was a little different rate. This is maybe not totally accurate. It might have been down in here. Okay. But again, here's the trap. Okay. Now, do we have to nail the trap? No, we don't. Okay. And you can also see the volume. It's not as much as Tesla, but the volume increasing into this. Now we're going to do it again. We're going to measure this move, okay? So I want to know how fast and how hard this push. So let's say from right here, let's say just measure it up to here. Yeah, see guys, that's like, that's insane. Like that's a 1.2523% move in just a few candles, right? So that's ideal. And as you can see, as the push is moving up, the volume is moving up into the push. The range of the candles are quite large, and then we're into that top rate, and we're only looking for a short. Now, once we get the trap, we're definitely going to be short bias. Okay, so we got the trap. We're only now looking for shorts. And how do we catch this? Well, I'll show you. We've discovered the trap, so we're convicted, okay? We're convinced. Again, what do? Fibonacci. So Fibonacci from the high, right here, the first leg down, and where does it go? 50% pullback. Nailed it, nailed it, nailed it. They hammer it short, new candle low. On Twitter, we're risking about, in this case, you're risking about 17 cents. And just on the first leg, you're getting like Yeah, 60 cents, 50 cents just on the first leg. Never mind if you kept with this trade, you're like at $1.04, okay? And you should keep with this trade if you caught this. You should keep with this trade. Well, why? Because look at the day chart. It's screaming short, and you got the trap, okay? So are we done? So we missed the top. We missed the first pullback. Is it over? No, it's not over, guys. It just happens over and over again. We just keep that fib up there. Okay, we're just going to grab that fib. We can measure it from this move. Where does it go? 50%. 50% again, right? Another nice little short here. Okay, is it done? Let's measure it again. 50%, 61.8-ish percent. Consolidates a little bit here. Another leg down, guys, because we're on the right side. We can just keep doing this. So I wouldn't be just keep like it's not really my style trading. I like to take profits out of the first position, like be short up in this range, and then take profits, and then maybe add back, and then take some profits, and then just keep working this trade. Just working this trade. But when you see the trap to the top side, the bottom target is your bottom channel, but you have to believe that you've probably nailed the top, and you have to believe that it's probably gonna break through bottom channel and create a new trend. Okay, so again, let's keep the fib there. Let's pull it down here. What do we get? Oh, it's a miracle. It's an absolute what's the word? It's magic. No, it's not magic. This is how stocks move, guys. 50% pullback, right? Yeah, that's how it is, guys. That's how stocks move. So definitely you're gonna want to train your eyes and practice and look through it, okay? And practice, practice, practice. But right off the bat, if you see an extension like this or anything, you're short, okay? See how even Twitter is going up here? You're short. And actually, what's the funny thing about this? I know a guy that bought this right up here, and then boom. And I called a short for him. It's funny that I just happened to look at this. But I called a short for him, and he said, "Oh no, that's long." And I'm like, I'm trying to explain to him it's a short. Because anyways, he held overnight on a long position. Slam. He got smoked on that one, guys. So, okay, why are we only thinking short? Because price moves in waves, and we're at the top of a wave, so we have to think short. I'm just gonna look at another ticker here. Was it Gush or something like that?
Okay, let's do some pre-market analysis. We got about 25 minutes. I still got to get through the other two videos you got out, Mac. Yeah, that definitely on stocks like Twitter. Twitter, the more hypey a stock is, the better those short plays are, because it's purely being driven off of people's emotions and fear of missing out. People that don't really know or understand technical analysis, they just hear news about Twitter and the stock skyrockets. Same with like Tesla. Tesla doesn't even make money, but because it's a popular stock, everybody wants to play it. Hey Mac, question. How come you don't play the bottom of the channels long? Let's check out MU. Or for example, MU's on this micro trend short. How come you don't play the short plays down? Is it like what's your probability on your spreadsheets for playing with these micro trends on pullbacks and stuff? And also that doing those fibs on the 2 minute is nice. It's pretty interesting that they always hit the 50 to 61 fib on those pullbacks. Yeah, so it's a probability of the number of days that the trend continues, the probability lessens. Like it looks like we've got a triple bottom going here on MU, so it might be a trend reverse here on this resistance line. This is the previous resistance on the daily. Go to the main chart to 4 hour. We got this big leg up, pull back. We got another leg up, pull back. So we got multiple bottoms over here, and we're now getting triple bottoms on the pre-market. And this will be the 4th day that we've had this correction. It's actually a curved correction. We had a first correction was like that. Now it's increased its rate of descent. Getting the pullback almost perfectly on the 50. The 50 trend line and the resistance lines perfectly crosses on the pre-market. So I do know some traders that will play those pullbacks right there. So that's a 40 or a 20-cent move right off the open. Got what AMD is doing. Not much. Kind of in a kind of just channeling. It might go long, but I don't want to play it mid-range. Gush I was going to play long out of the gate, hit lows on pre-market. I'm going to wait for a pullback and play long. So I've already analyzed this chart from the weekend. We've got this nice triangle with a few point moves. I just want to confirm that it's going to be going bearish. I'd like to see a pullback. I should have got into it right at the market open and just played the this resistance line. Pre-market and yesterday's lows, triple bounce, easy, long. Do I know how MU reacts all the time? No, I do not, because I can't predict the future. But I'm going to take max fib thing. I'm going to do it in reverse. Let's see what fibs say on first thing from the previous leg of yesterday or of Friday. We're going to halt around the 50 to 60 and pull back. Like it. My entry 30 cents. Let's do 30 shares. See if we can get a pullback, a little bit better entry. that was the micro pullback. Probably missed it. It's going to continue to go long. I think my window of opportunity has passed. Pretty big move on the open. Already moved 3% in the first 4 minutes. Looking for a whole dollar bounce. It'll probably pass it a bit into the 20s or the teens. Usually right out of the gates they do. This is a 100% move off of the previous resistance. Yeah, I was thinking about, I could have scalped it at 35.18 for that micro pullback. I've been having really good success with scalping, surprisingly, which is odd because I have never studied any scalp traders. So if I was going to scalp it, my window already passed. It would have been right at that bounce and then pullback. It's now price action is kind of consolidating. We are this is so overextended. I don't know. No, I'm not going to. Damn. Wish I had gotten into this on the long in the open. Let's do some quick calculations. For those that have not followed my my risk calculations, go something like this: 3% of portfolio. My portfolio on my starting live account will be $500. So 500 times 0.03 equals $15. So my max risk on all my trades are going to be 3% of my portfolio. So that's $15 per trade. The way I calculate my risk is basically my entry position based on or to my stop loss. If I'd entered on the open in the teens, say 34.19, my risk would probably set below the resistance at 33.80. So 30, about 34 cents. So you take 15 divided by 34 cents, which is no, 15 divided by 0.4, 44 shares. So my entry on this trade would have been 44 shares. Let's do some calculations on this long run. 18 118 to over a full point move. So this trade would have been around $50 profit on this first opening leg. $50 to $60. Go back to AMD. AMD's breaking its channel. It's going long, but like Max said, we've got this trend here. We're in the mid-range of the overall channel, and this could just be a short trap. People thinking the stock's going to go longer. It's already pretty damn long and overextended, so I'm not even interested in it. MU cracked down to the 70% channel. Two-minute charts. These charts are not being drawn correctly. Why are these channels not? Oh, because that's a regression channel. Whoops. Okay, so I'm done with these regression channels. Things, regression. All right. Let's go off. Yeah, MU would have been a nice long right there. But so how many days is this channel going? We've got 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th day on the channel. Pretty good correction. We're bouncing off this resistance. So this would not be a very high probability trade. Or at least I wouldn't consider it one. Well, I guess we are wanting to go long. Yeah. All right. So I missed my entries, but I'm starting to see the patterns, which is good. I'm starting to understand the process. Gush is just going hard. There's this gap down and rip was so steep that we're probably gonna, whenever you see gap downs like this, there might be heavy volume, but there's no clear sign of resistance. So when stocks get into these areas on the reverse, it's called a gap fill, and they can plow through this resistance easily. So we might see Gush go up to the next resistance line, which is $37. So this is a 3-point move in probably the first 20 minutes of the open. Check out the longer. So actually, we do have some resistance back here, but we'll see how it goes. Morning, John. Check out DTSD. This is a penny stock I traded yesterday. I'm going to short this. I'm going to wait for it to pull into the higher channel area. So let's redraw this channel. Nah, that's a good channel. Fitbit, yep, Fitbit ended up going long today, which I thought it would. We got this kind of consolidation coming down to this resistance line on the 4-hour. We've got, I need to turn on my eye tracker. There we go. So, got that triangle pattern forming right here with the channel and this resistance line. Bounced perfectly off that, went long for about 20 cents. It's not a very too choppy for me. I'm Fitbit's share. We'll leave Fitbit up just to see what it does, but I'm not interested in trading it. So, Mac, what do you think about AMD when we've got this macro channel, and then we have the short trap, shorts down, but then it starts this new channel here yesterday off the pre-market and off of here, and then we get a little bit of a break above it, but break down, and then it follows this trend into the pre-market, but then it rips back up to this resistance line. Do you not like trading channels that are inside of channels? Do you specifically wait for channel breaks and trend reversals outside of the previous channel? Okay. AMD is long on pullback. Mac, I'm going to create a watch list for you. I'll throw any stocks you want me to put up here that you're analyzing. I'll put up, and we can go through them. If you want, we can Discord voice chat if you want to talk instead of type. Decay. On which chart, Rain? OSTK is a pretty low float. Yeah, we do have a perfect resistance line off of the AMD fib on this huge pole. We got a resistance line perfectly at the 78. See what Gush is doing. So Gush is filling this gap, getting a little bit of resistance. It's already way too overextended for me to get into, so that opportunity is gone. high short interest. Okay, so 5-cent spread, 3-point range on the channel. That's pretty good. So are you wanting to go long on OSTK or short? Since it's you're looking for a short squeeze on the high on the. Okay. Yeah, so a triple bounce here. We're now doing a quadruple bounce. So yeah, the breakthrough on this short right about here. Yeah. Are you wanting to break this support line before it goes long, or are you just getting an early entry on the channel? Check out the short volume on OSTK. %60 short volume. Yeah. Pretty solid short squeeze. You pull daily short squeeze or short volume, Mac? Pull daily up. Yeah, I see it. I see what you're talking about on the 4 hour. We're getting a quadruple bounce. Get the bounce here. We got a kind of a bounce here, and then another bounce and a rip and a huge morning star. Max scan channel. Okay. Where are you getting your 40% float short? I'm seeing 60 on shortvolumes.com. Okay, the 50 EMA on the daily. Yeah, so yeah, we got the 20 break, or that's probably like a 20 or 30 EMA break up to the 50. Now we're ranging on that resistance line. So you're looking for it to run this EMA. Pretty good. My dad plays video games. He loves video games, and he's plays PUBG all the time. And I called him up on Father's Day in the morning, and I was like, "Hey, you wanna go see a movie or something, or go eat? Solo movies out, or go to a diner or something." He's like, "Nah, I just want to play PUBG all day." Okay. My dad doesn't have internet. He lives out in the country, so he doesn't have high speed. So he has to come into town to play, and usually he doesn't play on the weekends. So he was like really excited to do that. I hope everybody else had a good Father's Day. Are you still NMU, Mac? Hitting its previous short traps or long traps. Morning, Yossi. Where you're looking at 56.60. It's already past 56.60. I mean 58.60, or okay. All right, so max resistance line is this pullback. So I know this is a resistance line just based on the price action from yesterday. Uh, did you build it just based on that, or did you fib this? Is this fib of yesterday's high and low above the 61? First target is previous day's close. Okay. So that's the white line here for everybody that doesn't see it. I'm going to turn down this whole move average. Actually, I'm just going to turn it off. I like whole move averages, but I need to reduce my visual overload on my charts. Roku and Netflix. Well, I'm a pattern trader, so I just pay attention to the float and the market share. The higher the float, the slower the stock will move. So Roku is 100 million. Netflix is 40. Is 4 times that, so Netflix is going to move 4 times slower than Roku. But that doesn't mean, hype is a big play in that. Netflix is a much more popular known stock, so it's not guaranteed. You have to think about the psychology as well. Yes, I'm not currently using any scanners because I'm learning a new strategy. I'm learning a channel strategy. But I do have videos on some basic low float scanners on, what video was that? I think it's everything Thinkorswim. I cover and show some of my scan setups. I like move average scans on Thinkorswim. So, I can't do filters on these study filters. There's a lot of advanced scans you can build with it on Thinkorswim. So I enjoy messing around and trying to create different scanners. For those that have not seen it, or might just now be joining in, I created a Discord channel Friday. It is currently a limited open group, so you have to have invites to get into it. I'm doing a set number of invites every single day to manage the influx of new users, but it's going to be a tiered system to help share and educate people. and there's different ranks so that you can know who's qualified to say what. Currently, there's only the intro page here that you'll go through as a new member. So just go to the new members, start here, and the link is there's a link. There's only 10 spots open, and I think 4 of them have already been filled. Looks like, yeah. There's only about 5 spots left for today. I still have a lot of admin stuff and writing up to do on the channel. But go through the intro page, and later this week I'll be releasing some more write-ups. One of the big issues I see with a lot of trading communities and, well, just online communities in general is if they don't control the people that come into their, if they don't moderate the information that comes into their channels, and also the rate of new members that come in, communities can quickly get overran with a lot of white noise and information, and you really don't know, especially in the trading communities, because you're here to learn and you're here to better your trading. But if you don't know who's explaining to you with what and how qualified they are, it's really kind of useless information. Hi, Susie. Mac, do you want to voice chat on Discord so you can answer people through voice instead of having to type? Can't watch Twitter because of this damn gap down. But, let's check out. You have Twitter on your analysis, on your scans. Yeah, all the There was only 10 invites, James, so tomorrow I'll be posting it again. Looks like it's gotten filled. And if you guys could, well, I guess you can't. I have to work out a way we can set people's usernames to the chat usernames. I need to sync the Discord with the YouTube stream chat. Are you long Twitter, Mac? Use fib short, big pullback on Twitter. What do you fib on openings, Mac? I know you said you fibbed the high and the low. So oh wait, no, you're talking. Okay, yeah, you fib off of the first pullback. So Gus is getting its first pullback. Let's fib off the high to the low. Nice, Gil. I was wondering if you um, put money into your account, and I was gonna text you and tell you to also, um, when you were talking to me on the phone Friday or Saturday, and you were telling me that you were really wanting to get into the trade and put money into your account for this trade, just note that the feeling that you were having is called fear of missing out, and just pay attention to it and be mindful of it, because it can be a dangerous, it's a very dangerous habit to form, trying to jump into every trade, especially as a new trader. I know you're excited to learn all this stuff, but trades do not always, you got lucky today, but trades do not always guarantee that they're going to work the way they did today. So just pay attention to how you feel before you get into any trade. The feeling that you were having is called fear of missing out. And if you want to, just Google that, or watch some videos on why it's bad. You should always be neutral when going into a trade. You should, I have this prediction, and I might have this experience and these stats to tell me that it's a good trade, but you always have to go into a trade not caring which way it goes, and you set your stop loss and your entry, and it works or it doesn't. Closed on MU. Check out the fibs on MU at low. Goose. News breakout. Yeah, it's not my type of pattern. Yes, you can have as many broker accounts as you want. Your accountant won't like you though. Yeah. Mac was your signal to get out of MU, the two dojis. The Morning Star. Which one's the Morning Star? Nice. Are you still in the trade, Gil? Or did you get out on the once you started to see this resistance build? Yeah, FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm gonna wait for Gush to break down into below the 50 fib on the daily, and then if it does, I will consider getting in based on the price action. Yep, it's actually you got this first resistance here from yesterday pre-market. Or yesterday's trading. Enter into the channel low, and then we're getting the bounce here at yesterday's resistance line, and then we got another resistance line here. And I bet if we fib yesterday's high and low, I guarantee you it's probably like the 78 or 60 fib. Just over the 61, but it's about right at the 61. The candlesticks end at the 61, so yeah. Now you know that's a day trade, right, Gil? You can only do 3 day trades a week, or in a 5-day period, if you're trading with Robinhood. Well, actually, I take that back. No, if it's a cash account, you can trade as much as you want, but it takes like 2 days for your money to settle. So keep that in mind. I personally, when I do day trading on a phone account, I prefer UStockTrade because they'll have better fills. Their Robinhood is kind of, you can get caught into a trade with Robinhood where it just won't fill or you won't have access to your account. And it's super annoying and also very dangerous. And when I did day trading on my phone, it was I really never had an issue with UStockTrade. Yeah, I mean you've already made 6% on your account. What was your entry position, Gil? Did you play the bottom of the channel and do a limit buy, or did you enter? Um, what was your entry price? No, John, day trading is not my primary source of income. One day I want it to be, though. Trading TPIV again. 3%, 3%, 26,000 volume. Be careful with that. Then you can get caught in these things where you just can't get out because of liquidity. That's the main reason why I'm shying away from trading these penny stocks and low cap, low float. just because there's the dangers and risk of liquidity are just so enormous. All right, we might have a short on AMD here. What's your take on this, Mac? We're getting a bit of a short trap, and it's not entirely a short trap yet. Fill up the gas tank. You don't even think it'd be a good short down to the 50 fib? I'm gonna wait for the price action to confirm it though. I want it to break the EMA on the 2-minute. I don't know. It's a pretty steep rate of ascent on that. I'm gonna get into it in the high 80s. 80s, so 80s, 20-cent spread. 15 divided by 20, 75 shares. Yeah, it's definitely not something I'm looking for a full channel move, but get in at 81. All right, so we're in AMD. Stop loss is going to be 16. Or 1703. Probably too tight of a stop loss, but buy back 75 shares. $13.05. I'm trading the paper count as if it's my live account. My live account's going to be $500 initially. Stop loss is set on AMD. Create a range alert. Breaks down. Now, there is the potential that AMD is going to break this resistance line and short trap again like it did 2 days ago. So it's got enough hype definitely, just because I know this company pretty well. So I might get stopped out. Let's see. Actually, we're gonna move this up above. I got in too heavy a little bit, but I'm confident in this short. Do 1710. That's above the previous day short trap. If it breaks this resistance line, I'll downsize by 20 shares just to cut my risk. So my stop loss calculation is based on a percent of my portfolio. My initial account is $500. I want to risk 3% of my account in any trade. So 500 times 3%, which is 0.03, is $15. And this is a scaling resistance, or this is a scaling risk. So as my account grows or shrinks, so will my profits or my losses. So let's say I lose $200 in my account. Now $300 times 0.03 is only $9. So, but on the flip side, as my account grows, 1,000 times 0.3 is $30. So my profits will grow as my account grows, and my losses will shrink as my account shrinks. And I'm just doing this to get into a healthy habit, like I talk about in some of my videos, building the correct behaviors from the start, so that they follow you through your trading career. But now my calculation on share size is that $15 amount times the entry position and the exit position, or the stop loss position. So if I'm shorting AMD at 81 shares, or 1581, and I want my stop loss to be above this short trap resistance line, which is in the 17 teens, 1711. That's 1711 minus 1681 is 30 cents. So 1711 minus 1681, which is my entry position. So entry, or your stop loss minus your entry, is 30 cents. So you take your $15 divided by 30 cents. That's 50 shares. So what that means is, if my stop loss is hit, you take the 50 shares times the 30 cents is $15. So I lost $15 of my portfolio if the trade goes the wrong way. What's MU getting into? All right, MU. I'm not going to get into MU. We'll just watch it. All right, back to the risk. So on the flip side, you can calculate your profits. I'm personally not looking for AMD to break down to the bottom of its channel. In fact, it's holding the 50 channel pretty well. This dotted line right here. This is the 50 channel. I don't know if you guys can see it, if it's too light. Right here. I'm actually going to change that up the 50 to dotted line. So my profit for this particular trade, go to maximize so you guys can see it a little better. Go to the 2-minute 1 day. No, let's just do. Okay, so I'm just day trading this. My profit target, well, that's not good. include my fib. My profit targets are based upon max fib strategy for intraday. I'm going to fib from the high of the day down to the low, and we're looking for a pullback into the 50 fib or the 38 fib on a short play. On a long play, you would look at the 50 to 61, and that is these lines right here in this range. So my profit is down into 16.50, which is 30 cents, or 16. 41, which is 40 cents. So that's a 1-to-1 trade. So that's actually not a very decent trade, but it's a paper count, and I'm just practicing it. A better trade would have been the short trap up into this area. And is this a regression channel? This is a regression channel. No. Yes, it is. All right, no more regression channels. Yeah, Mac, what when you have these gap downs, how do you draw your channels when you get this? It's basically like a channel, like the channel shifts. So we have this clear channel here for multiple days up here, and then it looks like it got overextended and pulled back. So if we draw from like here to here, got overextended, and we had a market correction, and then a collapse, and then a recorrection. How do you draw the new channel? Do you draw it from this high, or do you start from the new channeling this way? Is that from here through here, and you consider that a channel, or maybe these two highs, because it looks like it's repeated this process. It's getting overextended, pulls back, and restarts a channel. Same thing here. Overextended, pulls back, restarts a channel. Ed, I would say no. You need to have a process down. You need to, are you making 1K in a safe manner with proper risk management, or are you just going hard, betting 20% of your account on every trade? There's a big difference between, and it also depends on the amount of money that you're starting with. Okay, I would like to. I'm just gonna do a new channel based on this price action off the previous. Do an average actually. Let's go this high and low, this high and low. I'm gonna move these together. Do an average of both. Channel. There. This no. That. Yeah, I used to be very against meditation when I was younger, but it turns out it's pretty useful. Now, OSK did break down to the low channel. What was that channel? 38 to $42 move. Roku reset. What do you mean by reset? Channel reset? Yeah, so it looks like AMD is going longer. It's going to run up into the 17. Got in a little early. Since my exposure is a bit high, I'll downsize if it gets into the 90s, low 90s. Shares, so yeah, 20 shares. I'll wait for a pullback to downsize on AMD. Set an alert at 2. All right, downsized 20 shares on AMD. Just I'm reducing my risk. So I got in a little heavy on this trade. We are getting into an overextension on this new trend for the past day and a half. Got a solid high and low on this huge breakdown. Another high and low pre-market, and now we're getting a consolidation up on this trend chain. So we are getting a short trap going on this 2-day, but it's not a very solid confirmed channel. And we've also got these multiple breakdown days. So each one of these breakdowns is a correction in the market. You know, the market is going this way, but people from hype are building it up, and then it gets overextended and it pulls back, and then it gets overextended and it pulls back. And check. Let's check the past. Check the past 90 days. So if we go back into the past, we have the first big whoever. We have the first big rip. We have a solid channel. Let's do it this way. Rip, channel, yeah, the micro pullback, channel, another pullback, channel, consolidation, rip, rip, consolidation, another rip, pullback, a recorrection, another channel, pullback. So it typically does overextend itself. Huge crackdown. AMD is running again. Stop loss is set. Not going to change it. Call this trend off pre-resistance. We'll see if it gets up into the teens. It is very overextended. But if it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss. It was just a bad trade. AMD's pushing the teens. You're serious? What's 15? Get into 50 cents. Yeah. I had Cyrus with 10 shares to pull back, join at the bid. Now buy in at stop loss is So, seven. So I got stopped out of AMD. It is going to go short for some kind of pullback. I just got in too early. I should have waited for the break of channel. I drew my channels incorrectly. I drew off of an old channel instead of the new channel, so that was my mistake. So now I should have drawn off of these pre-markets instead of over here, and it's bouncing off this channel now. So it's already moved a full point almost off the open. You don't consider the past 2 days pre-market or the high and lows a channel, Mac? $17 down. Based on the previous history of AMD, it looks like it has a channel and then pulls and resets the channel each time. So if you go back about 90 days from the first big rip over the 200 EMA on the daily, it looks like it channels and then moves back down and then starts a new channel at a different rate and corrects it. So if you go off of these past 2 days high and lows off of these, it's short trapped a lot. It's way overextended and it's bouncing off this old channel line too. I'm going to reset my risk here. It's 45 cents, 25 cents, which is okay. So you don't like reset channels? Do 55 minus 38 shares, 15 cents, 40 shares. So I'm going to get back into this. And I actually accidentally went long. Flatten this. 40 shares, short, high. I want to get in at 17.15. Okay. So you got more bullish pressure. All right. See if we get filled at 15. All right, so we're in at 15, 17.15. Add CRUS to this because we are in CRUS for a long. Getting a breakdown on this micro channel. A pretty wide stop loss on this at 10 shares. So I'm going to get into it heavier. And I'm going to reset my stop loss up to 38.20. That's my average is 38.46. Stop loss of 37.9. So 46 cents spread. No, that's not. Not bad. It's pretty decent spread. Forty shares by 17. You think Sirius is going to pop the 50 and pull back, or do you think it'll run up into the 200? Has a history of popping and fading. I mean, multiple times it bounces. I don't think it'll pull to. What are you having problems with, Erica? Yeah, it can be a bit confusing. Have you watched my video, Everything Think or Swim? What's your sticking points? What are you having the most issues with? Jason, you shouldn't be able to message in this one. Huh. Jason, if you're watching, can you jump back in here and see if you can message now on the members swing trade? See, Mac. I think I'm going to change up my strategy on, yeah, because once again, I may have been trading against the trend on the micro. I think we're gonna trade. We're gonna wait for confirmation to break channels before we get into the trade. I'm gonna go ahead and just close out my position. And we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for actual confirmation of this break. Getting close to this other channel high. but I want to see a breakdown. Breakdown and a pullback. We'll use the star parabolics as a resistance for the EMA. How long did it take me to understand all this? Well, getting the software running and understanding all that, maybe 2 months. Learning the patterns is best done by watching someone live stream, getting into a live chat or a successful trader. Like this, I don't consider myself a successful trader though. I'm working on a paper strategy right now. One day I will be hopefully a successful trader. But watching somebody who live trades helps out tremendously on learning the patterns. But you also have to learn. You have to figure out what patterns fit you and what patterns you want to learn. So one of the first guys that I started watching was Deckmar Trades, which is his chat room's $60 a month, and he live streams all the time. And he specifically trades low float breakout stocks with small accounts. He has some small account challenge videos that I followed. But he had a lot of I learned breakouts and low float trading from him. But now that I'm starting a TradeNet account with higher margin levels, I can get into these heavier liquidity stocks with higher prices, and I can trade them for profit. So I'm learning a new style of trading now, and specifically range trading, which I'm really enjoying, and I'm seeing a lot of potential in this style of trading. It's just something new that I have to get through. What kind of strategy are you using, Joseph? All right, so we're getting trend break on AMD. We'll see if this builds into consolidation or a breakdown. I'm going to get into it on a pullback. Star parabolics have flipped. I'd like to get into it at 25. All right, just going to go ahead and get into it. Stop loss will be 40. 40. We'll see if this is a consolidation phase or a the actual breakdown. So as well, this is the second leg of AMD for the day. So we have the first leg and a consolidation, and then the second leg. The second legs are always going to have better chances of breaking down than the first leg, and then third legs usually are guaranteed breakdowns. And we're getting into 11 o'clock hour, so people are going to be taking the profits, going to lunch, all that. Price actions across the EMA. Let's refib this off the high and low, 1734 down to 1630. Light blue. We're looking for 50% move, 1673. About a 50-cent profit off 40 shares. Looking for around $30 off the 30 fib. I might stack this on pullbacks, depending on what the pullbacks look like. Add to winners, reduce from losers. Looking like it's just going to break down pretty hard. Getting into the 5-minute parabolic SAR, so we might look for, there might be a micro pullback here. Or could just roll through it. It looks like it's rolled through it. Gets up into the high teens, I'll stack 10 onto it. Nah, we'll wait. We'll wait. I want to get a good entry. High 20s. 18 to 20 cents. failing. Huge crack. We got some high and lows forming now. I'll probably get in on the next pullback. See it come back up into 1710 area. Low teens. All right, gonna get in here. Added another 10 shares. Cyrus is going our way. Got a short trap on the micro trend. It's pulling back up. Yeah, it's not a very good risk to reward. I'll give you that. That's why I'm stacking. Teetering at the 17 or the 78 fib. Gonna pull back to the EMA. Teens again. Thank you, Dan. I'm trading with the trend now. First time in 2 weeks. Wide blue. Need attention. Thanks. I need to check something real quick on AMD. I'm going to throw on actually, let's check out the daily. Open, green. We don't get much time. Throw on so these white lines and blue, everything are previous day's high and low closes. So close, high, pull back, up, close, high, pull back, rip. AMD need to figure out pattern for channels in the close. It's got decent history of pulling back to the 50. So AMD's popping back up. AMD likes to finish strong, unfortunately, and fade the next day. Pop, fade, pop, fade. So this might be a swing short, but that's dangerous with bullish stock. Pop, fade. Yeah, so I don't think it's worth risking it. And it's not all the way up to its top range from older. I'm going to get out of it and wait for tomorrow for a short on the open. I want it to finish high, and we'll short it for tomorrow. We're in cruise. Long. Let's see how it goes. had a huge breakdown. We're looking for it to come back up to trader. At least to 50. It's done that. Bouncing off of the 50 right now for a pinch. We're looking for it to go long on a swing. Which settings? What do you want me to share? That's fine, Novo. All right, I'll do another 5 invites for the Discord. Okay, there's 5 more Discord invites for the community. If you want to join, go ahead and jump in and check out the new members start here. Read the intro. There'll be more information being released this week as I get it finished. Yeah, I do set up, so I'll run through my risk management one more time. It's a scaling percentage based on your portfolio size. So as your portfolio grows, so will your entry position, and if it shrinks, it will scale down, so you lose less. So as you make more money, you will make more money. As you lose money, you will lose less money. This ensures that you don't. Well, I'll explain in a minute. So if I have a $500 account starting balance, which is my starting balance for my TradeNet account. I want to initially risk 3% of that account, which is 0.03 times 15, so or 5 times 500. So $500 times 0.03, that's 3% of the overall account. That's $15. So my risk for every trade is going to be $15. Now, to figure out my share size, I calculate based on my stop loss and my entry position. Let's use CRUS right now. So this is a dynamic entry. I've entered it twice for 20 shares. My average is 38.46. And my stop loss is just below 38 at, I think, like 38.94. So if we take 38.46, which is my average, minus my stop loss, which is 37.94, you get about 52 cents. So we take that $15. Damn, that is loud. $15 divided by the 52 cents for the spread on the stop loss. That's about 30 shares. 28 shares, so 30 shares. So I currently have 20 shares. If my stop loss is hit, you times the 20 shares by the 52 cents, I'm going to lose $10.40 on this trade. Now, I'm looking for it to go long up into the 100% range, about 30, probably up to $40. Based on, let's see. Now, look for it to go long, at least up into back into the range that it was. So I'm looking for well, actually, I'd like for it to pop above the 50 move average on the daily, which will be probably 40.50, 40.5. So we're looking for a full point move. Probably actually tighten my stop loss on this trade, but since we're in such a low position, it'll be all right. Yeah, that's how I calculate my sizing in position. So it's now the reason I do it this way is because as the portfolio scales, 3% of $1,000 is $30. So I'll be trading twice as much. My profit will be twice as much, except on the flip. But the real reason, though, is risk management on the portfolio. So if I lose $200 for whatever reason in a day, let's say my account goes down from $500 to $300, times 0.3, 3% is now only $9. This ensures that if you have a losing streak, you scale your losing streak down, so you're losing less money. I don't want to have, like, let's say you have a $50,000 account and you're trading with a risk of 3%. That's $1,500 per trade that you risk losing. So if you take $5,000 or $50,000 minus $1,500, one trade you're down $4,800, two trades you're down $4,700, three trades $45, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 trades, you're down 15 grand. Let's do that instead at a 3% scale. 50,000 times 0.0, or no, wait, times 93 or 97%, 48, 47, 45, 1. So yeah, 50,000 times 0.97. One trade, two trades, three trades, four trades, five trades, six trades, seven trades, 8 trades, 9 trades, 10 trades. You save about $1,500 losing this way than you would trading the other way. So as you, and this, it's a scaling, so as you lose more and more, it actually reduces even more. If you compounded this to, let's say, 5,000 times, or minus 1,500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 trades and you're down to 50% of your account. Times 0.97. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 23 to 24 trades before you're down. So you're, as you lose money, that's the loss will become less and less, and it scales with your account. And you can also even, if you're having a losing streak, you can scale down to like 2% or 1%. Novo, it's all statistical analysis, so totally depends on your strategy, and its win to loss rate, and your average profit for a winning trade, and your average loss for a losing trade. So let's go back to the $50,000 example. If let's say you lose 50% of your trades, but you win 50% of your trades. Let's say your average win. Let's say you run a 2 to 1 ratio on trades. So if you risk 3%, you're looking for 6%, and that strategy that you're using for that wins 50% of the time. So let's say you lose today once, but tomorrow you win 6% times point or 6. You're back up 1,500 above. You lose the next day. You're down. You win the next day. So you win the next day. So you're on a hot streak. Win the next day. So you're up 10 grand on the week. You lose the next day. You lose the next day. Where are we at? Is that 4 trades? 5 days? We'll do 4 more. Win the next day. Win the next day. Lose the next day. And lose the next day. So realistic returns on a month depends on your accuracy rate. If your strategy is 50-50 strategy, then your account's going to grow slower than if you have a 60% strategy or 70% strategy. The more accurate your strategy becomes, and the better you track your trades, the more size and positioning you get into the trade. If you have a 60 or 70% accuracy trade, you can statistically calculate based on your average win percents how much you should be sizing into. So you can go heavier on higher accuracy trade strategy. Let's say you have a strategy with a 60% win rate, and your average win is 10% profit per trade with a loss of 3%. So times 0.97, you lose the first day, you win the next day, You lose the next day, 3 days, win the next day, win the next day, then lose the next day. Is that 3 losses? Do one more loss. Lose the next day. But then you win the next 3 days. So your account will grow much faster if you have a more accurate strategy, or a winning strategy with a higher profit to loss. And the way you attain those higher profit to losses is refining your strategy, tracking your trades, documenting your trades so that you can spreadsheet them and statistically tell you, what is your best type of trading, what is your best strategies, where's most of your money come from. Yes, Forex is definitely very different from stocks. There's a lot more psychology in stocks, I would say. And there's a lot of different types of strategies and patterns that you can trade as well in stocks. All right, does anybody have any more questions? I'm going to shut down the stream, and we'll let this run. We'll let the swing trade run on cruise, see what it goes, and tomorrow we'll see what happens. I'll answer some more questions real quick if anybody has some. Let me check. Dan, there'll be write-ups on that. I've got a lot more writing to do and a lot of stuff to get done. It may be next week before I talk about how to go through the different ranks of the server. But you will have a description, at least a basic description of each rank, and what it entails and what comes with it and what you're able to do. Because right now I've got certain channels locked, and you're only able to access certain things, and that's to control, and filter the information that's coming out. Alex, it's an open but limited channel right now. I'm building the infrastructure of it, and I want to keep the membership low, so I'm only releasing so many invites per day. So it will be there'll be more invites tomorrow if you want to jump in on the stream and try to grab one. I'm usually releasing anywhere from 5 to 15 a day, and that'll just control the inflow of new members, so I can get everything organized and we can kind of get a structure and format built into the server. I want to kind of ingrain a certain culture into the community before opening up the floodgates and just letting everybody in, because I've seen a lot of online communities, not just trading communities, but any kind of online community. They'll be built and they'll have a good system going, or they'll have a good membership going, and then for some reason hype or something comes out and the community gets like a huge influx of new users, and those new users they don't know like the social norms and how to navigate everything, and they might not integrate well with the current members. You can destroy the culture of an online community really easily if you don't control for those things. So that's why I'm micromanaging everything right now. But tomorrow there'll be another invite list or link. Yes, Tezo, you will be able to interact with all the traders. There'll be 6 ranks currently. There's PFNGs, FNGs, then apprentice traders, member traders, and specialist traders. Mac is a specialist trader, and this will be I'll give it a quick explanation. Specialist traders are going to be people that specialize in a specific pattern or strategy, and they also are the top mentors of the channel of the server. So these are the guys that are helping out the most, showing new traders the most, and they also have solid strategies that are profitable, and they've shown a consistency with their trading. They're like the top tier traders. Now, specialist isn't like they're not special. It's purely referring to the fact that they specialize in their own patterns or strategies. They know them so well that they can teach them to other people. Member traders are the basic trade, or the members of the group. They've shown dedication to the community and are also somewhat experienced at their trading. They know one or more of the specialist strategies, and they consistently trade those with profit. And there'll be some other requirements too, and things with the members. The apprentice traders are basically people that are also very dedicated to the community and have shown a willingness to become a member trader, but they might not have all their strategies lined out or all the kinks worked out in their style of trading. They haven't fully figured out a specialist trader's strategy. And then FNG corner or FNGs are just, they're pretty much just one up above PFNGs. They're not exactly members of the community yet. They've shown that they're interested in becoming an apprentice trader, but they really haven't met the requirements to get into apprentice trader. And then PFNGs are basically like all the new influx members who want to start learning. But you will have access to certain channels, even though you're a PFNG or an FNG. So you'll have access to every resource channel for each level, and you can read through the resources, but you won't be able to talk on them or post on them or communicate on them. That's going to be designed so that if you're a member trader, you'll post in the resources for members, and if you're a apprentice, you'll post in the apprentice resource channel, and that will create a filter for members to know the quality of the post or the validity of the what's a good way to explain it? Basically, the specialist resource room is going to be a very valid and high tiered resource room. Like everything that's posted in there will be from the best of the community. The members will be higher than the apprentice. The apprentice will be higher than the FNGs, and the PFNGs is basically just like anyone giving out resources. One of in the intro, I talk about it briefly, where if you join into some of the trading chat rooms that are out there, there can be like 1,000 members in there, and you have no idea who's who or what's what, and you don't know the structure. And it could be anybody giving you information, and you don't know how valid that information is. So this tiered structure is designed to filter that out, so that new members coming in know how good the information is that they're getting. But yeah, that's a brief explanation into the Discord channel, and this will all be written up and released in sections on the new member site. So just keep the announcements open. Don't mute the announcements. You can mute any of the other channels that you want, but keep that one open, because I'll be releasing more of these things as it goes through. My next one is trader ranks, and then why you'll be vetted, and the code of conduct. So this one will explain the ranks in more detail. Why you'll be vetted is kind of just an explanation for why I have this system in place on the channel. There's going to be some people that come into this community that are going to be already seasoned traders or have strategies that are profitable, and those people are probably going to be a little off-put by why they have to climb through the ranks. And this kind of explains why they'll have to do that, because I'm not terribly interested in having people in the community that are extremely good traders that have highly profitable strategies, but they're just terrible people. They're not enjoyable to get along with, and they don't mesh well with the rest of the community. I'll easily ban people that don't follow the guidelines, and that I don't feel fit with the community's culture. Yeah, that's about it. Any questions before I shut down the stream? Yeah, Andy Banks. Andy Banks is one of those guys that I'm actually going to add him to. Jason, did you catch who was it? Andy who? I'll send you a message, Jason, on Discord, asking you a question in a little bit. So this is my currently. That's my shit list. Keep track of people. What do I think of TradeNet? I like it. I like the platform and the hotkeys. I wish it was capable of doing some other things, but it's pretty nice. And it's nice to have put in $500 and I can instantly trade with 14 grand, so I can trade into these higher cap stocks and learn different strategies. Because if you don't have leverage with a day trading account or lots of money in your account, it can be, you're kind of relegated to the low float low cap stocks, the ones that are not very stable, and you have to learn how to trade those efficiently. You can't really get into the $10 plus trading range. So yeah, TradeNet's nice for that. BLOFSC. I'll check it out real quick. Oh, ZF. I'm not BLOZF. I'm not seeing it. Okay, there it is. Let's check out what the float is. BLO. Volume, no float. Checking on able to retrieve data. It looks like it's a pump and dump. Yeah, 40 cents up to $2. Looks like a clear pump and dump. Wouldn't trade it. It's not something I'm interested in. I don't know what your strategy is that you're trying to use for it, whether you're wanting to go long or short on it. Is this a OTC? Yeah, it's an OTC. I don't trade OCTs, so I can't really tell you much about it. If you want to learn OTCs, I'd recommend checking out what's his name? Own the Chaos YouTube channel. He changed his channel name. He's a penny stock trader. Owen. His name's Owen something. I can't remember. I think I sent a message a few times, but he never replied back to me. No, Brad Smith. He's a student of Ricky Gutierrez, who kind of started his own little subsection of Tech Buds, and now I think he's got his own thing where he trades OTCs, and he's pretty good at it. But I find his videos a little hard to sift through. There's a lot of what I call fluff. I like to make my videos very straight to the point and concise and somewhat organized. You can learn his strategy watching all his videos, but you have to watch a lot of his videos to piece together everything. But I haven't watched his videos in a while, so maybe they've changed. It's probably been a few months. But he's an OTC trader, and he does pretty damn good on it. I want to learn his strategy on OCTs. I don't have the time for it right now. I'm gonna get my strategy running and going, and then I'll look to adding a new strategy. Who's broker? Who's TradeNet's their own broker. I'm guessing you've watched Creel's videos. If you're asking that question, is it Andrew Creel? Anton Creel, yeah. So I'm assuming you watched one of these videos, Mr. Rost. So TradeNet actually takes anywhere from 15 to 30% of your profits for every trade that I think it's at the end of the day. They take, or maybe week, 15 to 30% of your profits, and I personally see that as a good thing because you avoid basically they're incentivized to have you win and be a good trader because they'll make more money off of 1,000 successful traders will make more money for them than 1,000 traders that blow up their account. So do they trade against you? I can't tell you that. I have no idea. They might place trades against you, but seems counterintuitive that they would do that if they're taking your profits, or maybe they're taking both profits and they're just making bank no matter what. Who knows? I know the platform they use is through Colmex. You're short and long through cannabis, so you're shorting and long in this. Okay. I mean, if you're playing the range, play it like anything else. It's going down. I mean, it looks like a very choppy chart though to me. You play, guessing you play like high and the low off of just the breakdown over the days. Check out the 30 minutes, 90 days. Nah. Looks like something I wouldn't touch, but AMD is probably gonna finish strong again today. Could play the double top short for maybe a little bit of profit, but oh well. I got stuff to do today. Bruz, down $4. All right, I'm shutting down the stream, guys. Hope everybody has a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.